Meine Damen und Herren, Herr Gerrit Hammermann. Nochmal. Jetzt?
Überraschung, ich schon wieder.
I think, not to make you feel bad, I think most of you are here though to see this young gentleman here. Mr. Tennant, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I said the voice of the Doctor and the voice of Crowley. Again, I believe you have something for David.
I have something. I have a question for you, David. Are you a practical person?
Thank you.
I feel like a loaded question.
It's a broad question to answer. I'm going to say yes.
Yes. What is this?
What is practical?
Yes. What means practical for you?
I can have some transferable skills. I can make things happen. I don't know.
You repair things? You can repair things or break things? Or
I can definitely break things.
That's a good start.
Yes.
Yes, but I know from one of your interviews that you don't have any particular hobbies.
No, I don't really.
So that's my problem because I have too many of them.
Okay.
I fiddle around with old cars and such, and I need a lot of tools. However, this one,
yeah,
I mean, very practical. It looks nice, makes a nice noise.
Yeah.
But it didn't help me much with my '64 Land Rover project.
I know.
So I thought you could use some inspiration as well.
Okay.
And go with this.
Look at that.
It's an original non-sonic screwdriver.
It's quite a fancy one, really.
It's a German-made tool and it can do a lot. I use it almost every day.
Does it swivel?
It swivels and it turns
That's brilliant.
Now that's clever.
Maybe you can use that?
I could definitely use that, yeah.
And it comes with a fancy pocket as well. Yeah, I'm afraid it's metric, so...
That is I'm very impressed by that screwdriver. I'm genuinely quite impressed. Quite sort of...
So start breaking things.
Almost aroused by the screwdriver. Yes, that's brilliant. This is genuine for me to keep.
Of course, your name is on it.
What?
I'm sorry. It comes from the heart.
That is excellent. I've got no excuse for not mending things now. I love the way it swivels. Have you seen screwdrivers that do that before? It may be that the UK.
David.
It may be that the UK is slightly backward. That's what this might mean.
It may be that the U is slightly backward.
No, honestly, we don't have them at home. That's brilliant. Well done, Germany.
Janet, let's sit down. Meine Damen und Herren,
Oh, yeah, a little sheep. That's nice.
Nice, right?
That's nice, isn't
How are you
it?
doing today?
I'm doing great. I've met lots of lovely people.
Like, how do you... I'm amazed at the location. How's the location?
It's bananas, isn't it? This is the most beautiful convention I've ever been to. Look at this. It's so aesthetically pleasing. Which is lovely. Yeah, it's great.
So we already have a big line for questions. So
Okay.
I'm gonna skip the because you're not gonna do better than Janet did on the quiz, the Doctor Who quiz.
Oh, really?
Janet crushed your father. It was a bloodbath.
Well, that makes me nice.
But I do need some help because you're my fourth favorite Scottish Doctor.
Mine too.
I was hoping that you could help me real quick with a Scottish pronunciation of a sentence that I'm trying to work on.
Okay.
This is my number one dime.
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 Why would we be talking about dimes and
Well, because of course Scrooge McDuck
Oh,
has the number
yes,
one dime. I could have set it up as I'm Scrooge McDuck.
This is my number one dime.
Where do I roll? My number one dime?
Number one.
Number one dime.
You can roll into the one. Number one. But it's got to be subtle. You don't want to overdo it. Otherwise you're like Scotty in Star Trek.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing's wrong with it. It's just not an entirely Scottish accent.
I feel like, as growing up in America as an American, it's that thing where Americans can't do British accents, but Brits can always do American accents. I just always sound like Groundskeeper Willie from The Simpsons.
Right, yes.
It's not right. So we have some questions already. Oh, they're discussing something. Hold 1 second. Martian? No, Martha. Do you remember what her name is?
Yes.
Martina has to be called. So when you have a question, now everybody's sitting there, you're sitting right in the line, so you need to like not sit there unless you're in the question line.
He's perfectly comfortable. He's very comfortable. Yeah, he just sort of nodded through that. Just like, yeah, I heard you, I'm not moving.
I'm not going to move.
That's fine.
We're trying to get the fire department told us we had to keep away from there, and everybody's just like, no, we're going to just
Peacocks are on.
So, Bishop.
Hi, my name's Lee. Hi. Sorry, I'm really nervous. You're my favourite actor ever, so I'm really nervous. Sorry.
Ask me the question, and then I'll ask David.
I think
Then you're not nervous, okay? Okay.
Well, I just wanted to preface in case I start stuttering. Okay, so my question is about Good Omens, and it's, do you think you'd get along with Crowley in real life if you were to meet him at, for example, a bar or somewhere? Do you think you'd get along with him, or do you think you'd hate him and think he's pretentious or something?
Get along with who, sorry?
Crowley from Good Omens.
If I
If you were you and Crowley was Crowley.
Oh, I think he probably, well...
How able do you want to present yourself?
I think he would be quite a good fun to hang out with, really.
I wouldn't want to live with him.
The thing is, he's actually got a heart of gold. All that sort of pretending to be a demon, he's a rubbish demon. He's absolutely awful at following what hell has inscribed. And of course now he's not part of that anyway, so he's a freelance agent now. And actually I think he would be quite fun, yeah. Whereas a Xerophil would be, well, he would keep the place clean. But I think you'd have a really good night out with Crowley.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd rely on him for very much. But I think he'd be good fun. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, and thank you for answering.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, hello. Thanks for being here. I'm really excited.
Sure.
And well, have you ever nicked something for set?
Have you ever nicked
Nicked something. Obviously, if I did, I wouldn't admit to it. Because that would be theftery.
I tell you what, you tell me, and I will tell you.
Yeah. I don't think I actually have. Have I ever actually nicked something? I don't think so. I think I do have bits from set, but usually
It's gifted to you.
Yeah, you sort of. The thing is, if you steal something that they then need, that's quite problematic. So you have to be, unless you want to grind production to a halt, you have to be careful of what you might be stealing. I don't think I've ever taken anything that I shouldn't have, but I do now and again have some bits, is the answer to that.
I mean, Peter, Sylvester, and
Everybody else, Jack.
they admitted that they made some set things from the Doctor Who set, for example.
It just means they're not as good people as I am.
Really a question. Now, you came to me earlier and you said if I give you a high five, you would get like €5, right? How much would you get if David gave you a high five? He comes up to me, he's like, oh, give me a high five. I'm like, okay. He's like, oh yeah, now my buddies are going to give me €5. I figure he can at least get like one.
You can get.
What do you think?
€6.15 right there.
I get 10% of that.
Yeah.
Finish it.
Hi, you have been a couple of times in Germany in the last years. Are there any things that you are impressed of? Maybe some things that you see here, some buildings, some good German food or anything?
The peacocks are very impressive. The German peacocks are much more approachable than the British peacocks. In Britain, you'll see a peacock roaming some stately home, but they'll not let you get anywhere near them. These ones are coming up for a chat. Very friendly.
Well, they tried to break in the room a couple of times, I thought.
But when the tail's up, they're actually
They're
telling you to.
yeah.
They're either
No.
want you to F off or F
in.
Yeah. So it's not actually great when the tail.
No.
But it's
I
very
mean,
nice.
depends on how much like peacocks I can.
Well, yeah. But that's the German peacocks. Well done. No, I love being here. I love being part of Europe. I wish we still were.
Say car, because I believe you have a Mercedes at home, the van. I think it's a Mercedes, isn't it? Don't you have a Mercedes van?
I mean, I do, yeah.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Just say the car.
That was an odd detail.
See?
I do have a lot of children. We need a van. I apologise for our stupid British politicians. I wish we were still more connected to this lovely country than we are. In my heart, I still am. Hello.
My question is, because I personally am a big fan of like emotional scenes. My question is there one emotion that you absolutely love to portray, and is there a particular example where you're like, oh my god, I love this scene so much?
No, I don't think there's a one. No, I don't think an emotion is sort of as a slightly. The thing is, when you read a scene that kind of pops, that kind of makes you feel a bit of a tingle, and that might be a scene that's very emotional, it might be a scene that's very sad, it might be a scene that's very poignant, it might be a scene that's full of righteous anger, or I mean, there can be all sorts of reasons why a scene kind of sizzles. But that's what I look forward to. When you read something and it makes you feel something, just reading it on the page, that's what you look forward to playing that scene, because you know that there's something exciting there. So it's not a specific emotion, it's just when an emotion kind of rises off the page, as it were, that's when it, from an acting point of view, that's when you get excited about that day at work. And also a bit nervous, because if you read a scene that you really think this isn't pops and you feel it's exciting, and you know you've got one day to shoot it, you want to make sure you get it right. So those scenes can feel a bit of a big deal as well, and they can be a bit nerve-wracking. The scene in Doctor Who when Rose says goodbye on the beach, scenes like that, you know that day's coming. You're going to see it in a filming schedule, well, we've got to be on form that day. But luckily, you've got Billy Piper to act because it's always fun.
Good question. Do you find more that in like the stage direction or in the dialogue?
It's a mixture, really. I mean, that's, it's a scene that's well written. It's hard to define why it is and what it is about it. It's about the words, or it's about spaces between the words. It's about what's not said. It's about that little stage direction where he, pats someone on the head or whatever. It can be anything. It's that sort of magical, slightly alchemical thing.
Writers keep that in mind. Bishop.
Hello.
Hi.
may you want to tell us about the moment Georgia told you about the fennec foxes?
Now what is this? This is something Neil Gaiman said, right? And then someone ran with it, and now there's lots of pictures.
Yeah.
What?
I feel like Georgia gets you in a lot of trouble.
I don't think this one was George's fault.
No, it was Neil.
It was Neil Gaiman's fault.
Yes.
I don't think Georgia entirely understands it either. Do you understand it?
Yeah. It is, Neil said they have struggles with money, so they can't afford to pay you for all the second season of Good Omens, so they have just some fennec foxes, because nobody could tell the difference anyways.
And was Neil very drunk?
Maybe you should ask him.
Possibly, right. Listen, I'm sure Fennec Fox in season 3 is going to do an excellent job.
Oh, yes, please.
Right, shall we? Recasting.
Your Fennec Fox is showing right now.
What is Fennec about Fennec Fox? I mean, what's the difference?
I think it's like the Salisbury steak.
They're kind of rather blonde, aren't they? They're sort of slightly more horn-like ears, right?
They're the cute ones that you want to have as a pet.
Oh, well, as long as I'm a cute one, that's it.
They mainly live in the desert, that's why they have so
You may
big
live in the
ears.
desert, much like myself. Yeah. I can see why he would.
It's so dry and arid in Glasgow.
It's very dry and in Glasgow. Yeah.
Thank you. Bitte.
Hello, David.
Hi.
I have one question, and that's, is there, I know it's quite some time since, but is there some kind of chance that there will be another series of Broadchurch?
I hate to disappoint that reaction. I don't think it's looking immediately likely, I'll be honest with you. I mean, listen, we had a lovely, wonderful time. It was a very special bunch of people, and really, the script full of those moments that you get excited about that day that's coming up in the schedule. But I don't think there's any plans at the moment. Never say never to any of these things, though. Who knew I would have ended up going back to Doctor Who? So everything is possible, but nothing is planned. I don't think.
Yes, okay. I just have one thing that's
Sure.
maybe a little bit of a strange comment, but I just wanted to say, your hoodie you're just wearing, that is so soft, it's crazy.
I got this on a job. I didn't buy this. This was in...
That's something he nicked.
Do you know what it is? No, I didn't nick it. I think at the end of the job...
Is it cashmere?
I think it might... That's what I'm thinking, because I would never buy it if it was. But I think it's 100% cashmere. So there you go. Yeah.
I do have to say, I'm still waiting for season 2 of Blackpool.
To Blackpool. Really? But I wasn't in it.
Well,
That's why it was rubbish.
that's why I was wondering.
Hello, David.
Hi.
I was wondering, since Crowley and the 10th Doctor and also 14 are some of your major roles, and there's like a star connection to both of them. Like obviously Crowley made some star constellations, and the 10th Doctor comes from the universe quite literally, and also like even in a character like Phileas Fogg, the one person, he did many absolutely amazing suits in the last year, and many were star themed. And I was wondering if there is like, if you have a special connection to the universe because of these characters, or before this, or yeah.
How in touch with the stars are you?
Well, I do think that astrology and star signs is absolute bullshit. surprisingly warm reception. Glad Catherine Tate's not here. She loves a bit of ambulance. But that's not to say that I'm not fascinated by, of course, the actual stars and what's actually going on out there and how mysterious and how far away they all are. That's the bit I always get tripped up by. They're all so far. Even the near ones are so far away. And moments like that, and you get the sense of how sort of insignificant one is as we burrow around our little one. And I find all that absolutely endlessly fascinating and kind of beyond anything that I can compute in my brain. I get a little, when I start thinking about the Big Bang and the fact that all that matter was compressed, and then what happened to, and the moment before it, that we can't conceive of what that thing existed within, what it sat within before. And maybe physicists would tell me it didn't sit in anything, I'm sure they would. But all those sort of concepts I find brilliantly fascinating and almost make me feel a little bit queasy, because they're so out with our realm of understanding that it makes me feel I get a bit overwhelmed sometimes, a bit panicky about it all. Do you know what I mean?
Do you have like anxieties?
It does mean I kind of think, what was before the Big Bang? I get a bit panicky about it. Exciting though, isn't it?
I'm glad that we don't work together very often because we both have ADD, it seems like. And we're both anxious for things like that, so yes, I'm glad we're not in the same room.
Interesting though, it's interesting. I don't care what Pisces is doing tomorrow, but I am interested in all that.
But this matter was a star at some point in time. Oh my god. And what happened? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Look at what you started. We're freaking out up here.
What's your star sign? There you go. I knew it, I could tell you were Pisces. Pisces.
Brilliant.
I was asking about the astronomy part, not the astrology.
Thank you, I
know very much how much you think that astrology is rubbish.
Well, that's because I'm an Aries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
I'm an Aries too. Just wanted to say. My question is, if you have the chance to read one of your roles, what would you like to say to the role, and what would you like to do with the role?
What we sort of make them do?
Like,
influence them.
You take like a day with one of your characters.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Oh, I mean, you'd have to want to fly a time machine, wouldn't you? I mean, you'd have to. How could you resist that? That would be, well, how much could you, well, and then one day, of course, the sense of what one day is becomes entirely relative, at which point, I'm not just spending a day, I'm spending as long as I like. It's wibbly wobbly, isn't it? So, I think I'd probably have to go with that, just for the sort of, or maybe, although this one would be trickier to have agency over, but if you could tame Kilgrave for a day, think of the good you could do. Go and whisper in Putin's ear. Go and, tell Boris Johnson to lock himself in the house and never come out. I mean, that's quite tempting.
I just wanted to thank you to choose the part as an actor. I'm very glad.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Hi. I know you like the West Wing.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask if you had a favorite episode or moment in the show.
The West Wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The President Show.
Yeah.
It's his favorite show, I think.
You don't know?
I know it.
It's like the greatest television there's ever been.
Yeah.
It really is.
Josh is fantastic. I mean, Josh Lyman.
Josh is my favourite.
Yeah.
Josh is my
I
favourite.
love him.
Yeah. Josh and CJ. No, I don't know if I've got a favourite. I love that slightly heightened world where you're around these people who are more intelligent than you could ever hope to be, who think faster than they can talk.
Kind of like me here.
Exactly, yeah. I just love it. I just think, and of course, unfortunately, increasingly it's like a fantasy of how good government could actually help people, and how there are sorts of ways through you people who go into that sort of public service because they can make it better. I mean, it makes your heart swell. Thank you.
So I really wanted to know something, and I think you talked about it on TV before, but when you found out that you were on the DILF list, what was your
I mean, it's a little bit silly, isn't it? Obviously, I'm not going to take myself off the list. I'm very happy to be there. If somebody's going to force me. All I'd say is, Pedro Pascal. Listen, he's hot. I'm not denying. Pedro Pascal he's a hunk of man. But he's got a dad, so he doesn't want
He plays the dad in two of his most popular roles.
I played the Prime Minister of the UK. Doesn't mean I should be voted best politician.
Maybe you should be then a PILF.
Well, that would be a very short list, wouldn't it? I mean, it just feels a little unfair. Only because it would have moved me up one spot, and I'll take what I can get, quite frankly.
I mean, at least you're above my machine, so I can...
You don't need to bring it up. Again. Well, you know, two times. No, don't do that.
And I just wanted to say thank you for being such a lovely and supportive person. That really means a lot to so many people. And I just wanted to let you know that.
Oh, you're very good.
Hello, ladies. My name is Swan.
Hi.
I'm from France.
Bonjour.
I just wanted to thank you.
Le syndicat d'initiative.
Very good accent.
I did O-level French, just.
Désolé, j'ai pas compris français.
Oui.
Allons-y. I just wanted to thank you very much because you helped me a lot through my depression and a lot of hard moments. So just wanted to thank you. And I wanted to ask you, how did you work for your role in Doctor Who? How did you train to be the Doctor? What did you do?
I think I watched it when I was 3. I think that was my research, really, when I was, I watched the show growing up, and I don't think I'd ever missed an episode. So I kind of had done my research before I turned up on set. Beyond that, I mean, you read the scripts and you try and do your version of it, and luckily it was really well written. So
you're such a good actor too. So.
Well, but, that's very kind, and you're right. It's very, very kind of you to say, but it does start with the script and those stories that Russell wrote, and the way that he reinvented the world of what Doctor Who was, while still being entirely loyal to the world that it had always been. It didn't contradict itself, but it moved the whole show forward. It brought a kind of it brought it bang up to date, which is where it needs to live, and he's still back doing that now, and it's just a great show, and I loved it from the minute I first saw an episode. So it was a treat, really. I didn't have to do a lot of research that I hadn't already done.
You're just talented.
Well, yeah, thank you.
Thanks to
Thank you.
And thank you very much
Cheers.
for being such a good actor.
Oh.
Thank you.
I spent the entire time trying to get them to say Oz. Every time we went somewhere, I was like, Ozzy. They would all say Ozzy. It's because we were in France.
Yeah.
Bishop.
Hello.
Hi.
So I grew up in the UK.
I can tell.
Thank you. But we do still have some ties to the continent because I do live here.
Right.
I was born on the 18th of April, 1998. So I was 7 years old when you became the Doctor.
Don't tell me. You're an Aries.
I am. I think you are too.
Yeah.
So So you were my childhood doctor, and I watched very obsessively for my entire childhood. So
Brilliant.
you and the 10th Doctor both have very special places in my heart. And I know you had several childhood doctors, and I wanted to ask, I often find myself revisiting those old episodes with you and enjoying it almost as if I'm a child again.
Right.
The fact that you are the father of one of your childhood doctor's grandchildren, does that affect your reviewing of those episodes? Or do you even find yourself not going back at all anymore?
I think I'm the father of all my no. I think I'm the father of all my childhood doctor's grandchildren. No. All the grandchildren of one of my childhood doctors are my children. That's what I'm saying. So what was the question?
Do you still find yourself revisiting those episodes? And if you do, how does that affect the viewing experience?
I do sort of. I don't rewatch much actually ever, and I suppose I haven't gone back for a while. So when I was in Doctor Who, it definitely changes how you feel about it. Not in a very positive way, but it definitely means you're less of a sort of. It feels a bit weirder watching the show. The new ones that come out, you sort of watch just because you want to be part of the continuing story. It's a bit weirder going back. Certainly, I would never go back to my own ones unless I really had to, unless I had something I had to look up or something I had to check.
I would highly recommend it.
Oh, would you? Which ones would you go to?
Midnight.
Oh. Nice. It is a good one, that one, isn't it?
My favourite.
Is it your favourite? Yeah. Yeah, one of my favourites, probably. But no, it's probably not going back very much now. It feels. It's been such a huge part of my life, Doctor Who, and it continues to be, and it never really goes away. And it is a huge part of my family's life. That we don't really spend a lot of time watching, sort of sitting down and watching an old episode. But that's partly also because I've got 5 kids, so I never get a minute, to be honest. I haven't seen anything. People are always going to be seeing that late show on Netflix. Of course I haven't. I have 5 children. So
I know all the lyrics to Let It Go, and you've seen the Paw Patrol.
I've seen a lot of Paw Patrol. A lot of Paw Patrol. I can tell you all about every episode of that. Not so much, but whenever I do catch one, it is always endlessly joyful to me. It is something that meant so much to me as a kid that I still get that prickle, that sort of little tickle of joy when I hear that theme music. Any version of that theme music stretching all the way back.
I know the feeling.
Yes, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This
Look at here. This looks familiar. Oh my lord. Is it heavy? It looks heavy.
No, it's
What am I looking at?
That's from your apartment.
I know what I'm looking at.
Well, not your apartment. Crowley's apartment.
What is going on back here? What is this on the set? What?
No, they made it.
That's absolutely beautiful. This is your work. That's beautiful.
Brilliant.
Wow. Is that based on my bum? Thank you. Is the correct answer.
You know what would be funny? If you signed the bum.
You want to sign the bum? And I've got 4 bits of bum to choose from. Yes. I recognise it, yeah.
You touched it a little bit too long there.
This is a mashed up pen that you're giving me.
No.
Like a right mess.
No.
Don't mess it up.
I'm not going to sign it.
Who's got a black Sharpie on them?
Give it another. There we go. Oh, What's it mean?
It's not the first bum I've signed, but maybe the prettiest.
What do you mean it's not the first bum you've signed?
I've signed plenty bums. What are you talking about? No, that's a beautiful bum. Thank you.
Well done. Sorry, we got a little sidetracked with bums up here.
Okay.
In the micro.
In the microphone.
Genau.
Hi. To get back to the astronomy question earlier, you played Eddington.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a total solar eclipse, or can I tell you that you really need to see one?
I'd love to, yeah. There was one in the UK in 1999.
Yeah.
But I was in Manchester, which was just off the, what's it called? The line of totality.
You need to be in the
I know.
totality.
I was not in the totality.
There's, I think the next one in Europe is happening in 2 years in Spain.
In Spain, okay. I'll put it in my diary. I was in America recently when they had one, but I was on the wrong side of America, so that didn't work either. So it would be. I mean, I believe it's quite a sort of almost spiritual experience.
Absolutely breathtaking experience.
Yeah.
When the moon moves in front of the sun, you get this feeling of space.
Yeah.
That you don't get in the daytime, but then actually feel that you're in space.
Yeah.
You see the stars in the daytime, and it's breathtaking.
Yes. No, thank you. I would love to. What star sign are you?
Sagittarius.
Typical Sagittarius. Textbook Sagittarius.
So I know we started late.
Yeah, okay.
And I know there's a schedule to keep.
Okay.
So we've got time for one more.
This is it.
Okay, choice.
Make it a good one.
Make it count.
Choice, BAFTAs or Macbeth?
Oh, Macbeth. Yeah.
Within the production of Macbeth, what is the role of the king in there to Macbeth? So like, how does he view the role of the king?
Well.
Or what does the king mean to, like being the king mean to?
Well, it's that. I mean, the whole thing, the interesting thing about Macbeth, the reason why I think that play is persisted is this idea of, one of the ideas is about ambition, about what people are aiming for. What is it about getting to that the end of your ambition, the end, if you can manifest and create your dream, whatever that is, if you can land in the ultimate destination, which is what the king, I suppose, represents, the idea that you can be at the top of that tree, and that as soon as you get there, it's all about falling off the other side. So I suppose that's what the king is. And in our production, he's played by a sort of very kindly, gentle, well-respected. There's different ways you could play it, but in our production he was everything that was virtuous and good, and therefore it's all about Macbeth toppling into a pit of filth, really. So I suppose the king is everything that Macbeth isn't. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to seeing it this fall.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking the time to come with me. I have one thing before you go.
Go on.
Somebody is having a hard time.
Okay.
She's in White, she's having a hard time. Can you just give her a little consolation, a little comfort? The young lady is having a rough time there.
Why?
Behind you. Behind you. Are you okay?
I'm just happy.
What's up? What's up? Come on. Just a little Everything is great. Thank you very much, everyone. See you later.